What was the worst thing your ex-girlfriend asked of you that eventually blew up in her face? My ex-girlfriend and I are both 23 years old. We had been together for 4 years at this point. We had a pretty good relationship, or so I thought. I'm in college and working part-time, so I paid the bills. We did not live together. I'm a very romantic guy. So every time we were together, I was all over her, kissing and hugging her. That's my love language. She used to be just like that also. Then, suddenly, she started pulling away from me. She stopped initiating. I somehow knew what was coming my way. I started to pull away as well. I dropped simple hints that I knew something. However, I did not confront her. I didn't touch her either for that entire week. I think that did the trick because, at the end of the week, she confessed. But of course, her confession was with so much gaslighting. Weirdly, she did not shift the blame at me. She then dropped the bomb that she had been going on random dates for 2 weeks at that point. She already liked 5 of them. She said the whole "I want to explore" thing. I just agreed. But I knew that was the end of our relationship. I didn't want her to explode at that point by ending things, so I just played along. She proposed an open relationship with some rules. She said that there should be no sleeping over, no more than 1 or 2 dates with the same person, and no sleeping with friends. I agreed with everything she said. I'm kind of good looking. I'm not very handsome, but I take care of myself. That was enough to flirt with some girls in college or from work. I knew I would have a bunch of dates without dropping a sweat. She is a pretty girl, so she had her share too. But, when I was at her place and had a date that night, she would just stare at me while I dressed up. I knew she was jealous, but I just couldn't give a damn. We barely had intimacy. The affection I gave her before did not exist anymore. She's grown a little depressed over the course of 3 weeks. One night, she asked to make the relationship exclusive again. I couldn't hold it in. I blasted out laughing. I told her no. It was over when she said she wanted an open relationship. I didn't give a damn about our relationship anymore. I just ended things right there, and then I went out for my date. After a couple of days, she blew up my phone, asking for forgiveness. She wanted to get back together. I didn't respond. 2 months have passed, and it's now Christmas here. Her family just passed by and greeted me. They were thanking me for being a good son-in-law for them in the last year. They apologized for their daughter's behavior. That caught me off guard. I didn't think that my ex-girlfriend would tell them the truth about the nature of our breakup, especially because they hadn't contacted me in any way over those 2 months that had passed. My ex-girlfriend and I maintained a little bit of contact, but not the normal one. She was stalking me on my social media accounts. She would leave creepy responses using different profiles. Every time I blocked one, she would create another one. How did I know it was her? She told me while chasing me. She camped outside my house on a weekend day, waiting for me to come out. She ambushed me into talking to her again. When I opened my garage to start working on my bike, she just jumped right in and tried hugging me. It's pretty pathetic. I started running around my house with her, trying to catch me. I was able to call the police and hide inside my house. She kicked my bike down and screwed it up a little bit. Soon, the cops arrived and got her arrested. She resisted, which worsened her situation. I testified, and they let me go. She got admitted to a mental facility for some issues she already had. She hasn't been treated correctly, mostly because of the psychotic breakdown she was having at the moment. I don't really know how she got that obsessed with me. We hadn't talked since I blocked her. I now have a restraining order. I hope to never see her again in my life.